Hey guys, this is Callum from EnglishShooting, and I said recently I wanted to start doing more sort of face-to-camera videos around a particular topic. And with the creation of this channel being about getting people into shooting, and I know this is a topic that I've covered multiple times in videos, but I wanted to again put it out there. How do you get into the sport? If you're looking to start shooting, what are the best steps? Now, really, it can be a how long's a piece of string question, because it depends what disciplines you want to do. It depends obviously where you live and what clubs are available to you. And it does, age does come into it, but straight from the start, age is not a prohibitive factor. It will limit you, it will not stop you. So what should you do? Well, first off, if you don't have any clubs nearby, which is very, very rare not to have a single club near to you, the best thing to do is to go out and get an airsoft gun, a BB gun, an air rifle. Now obviously age does already come into this, but if you're going to be shooting a gun in your back garden, your parents are probably going to be on board, and obviously if you don't have to worry about your parents, you're over the age of 18, so you can do whatever the hell you want anyway in your garden. But if your parents are on board, get them to go out and buy the air rifle. Tell them this is the sport you want to do. My parents were incredibly supportive of when I played rugby. They would drive me all around the country playing rugby for my local club and my school. But rugby and shooting should be no different. If shooting is what you want to get into, then your parents should help support that. And going and getting a cheap air rifle so that you can, supervised out in the garden, depending on your age, you can sit there and learn the basic skills. It doesn't matter if you're doing it with a Smith & Wesson 1522, a 2.2 semi-automatic live firing rifle, or a 2.2 air rifle. The same rules apply, the same basic techniques apply, and that's something that you can pick up on your own. Trigger discipline, learning the golden rules of shooting, basic gun handling, what happens when you have a malfunction, getting the gun on target and learning, squeezing the trigger and feeling a little bit of recoil. All of these things may seem completely different when you compare air rifles to live firing, but really there's not a huge amount of difference. The only difference is that the caliber's different, it usually gets larger, and you get a bigger recoil. So that's basic things that you can just do in your own back garden. So if you want to go further afield and you do want to start shooting live firing guns and you want to get down a club, well, use Google, use the forums, use Facebook, put yourself out there and say, look, I want to start shooting, this is the rough area that I live, can anybody help me? Some of the Facebook groups have over 20,000 UK shooters in them. There's gonna be someone in there that's gonna know about a club near to you. A lot of people seem to underestimate the power of Google. Just a quick search like, Portsmouth Gun Club or Hampshire Gun Club will sort of narrow you in, and you'll be able to get in touch with those clubs and drop them an email and even ask that club, okay, look, you're 45 minutes away from me. Do you happen to know of anywhere closer to me? They're shooters, and I think it's every shooter's obligation to help new people into the sport. So it's going to be 2 seconds for them to help you on your way and get you to a closer or more relevant club. Now, yes, unfortunately, in your local area, there may not be the clubs that do the disciplines that you want to take part in. But again, just like the air rifle, it is still incredibly beneficial to get to a club and just get shooting live firing guns, because again, these skills are going to be transferable to the discipline that you want to do, and also it opens up a lot of avenues. Once you start getting down to a club, even though it may not be the exact club you want to join, it may not have the exact guns you want to shoot and do the exact disciplines you want to do, you're going to start talking to people, you're going to start picking things up and learning things about the shooting world and shooting community, which can be incredibly valuable on its own. It wasn't until I went skeet shooting with somebody that contacted me through the channel that I learned about practical shooting, and they invited me down to Phoenix, where I started on my journey into practical shooting, multi-gun, 3-gun, all that sort of stuff. If I hadn't have gone skeet shooting with that person, I would have probably taken me a little longer to find out about the other disciplines. So you don't know where things are going to lead. You could go down and shoot some 2-2 when you really want to be doing some practical shotgun and meet somebody that is also a practical shotgun shooter. And they're going to be able to go, well, actually, there's a club 10 minutes down the road from here, join us every Sunday. That's how things work. Unfortunately, clubs don't shout about themselves that much. Some do like to keep to themselves for security reasons, so sometimes you have to rely on word of mouth. And that's why I think getting involved on the forums, getting involved on Facebook, actually getting down to a playground or a local club, or getting down to Bisley and talking to people is probably the best method of finding ways into the sport. You might find somebody that lives right near to you. If you're under the age of 17, or you don't have a car, or you don't have a way of getting to a local club, if you get down another club or get down to Bisley and talk to somebody, you may find out that they're nearby and you can share lifts. But if you sit there and go, no, I can't get into it, no, I'm too young, no, and you keep on putting these no's in front of getting into the sport, then you're never going to get into that. Yes, it can be tricky. Yes, it can be a big world that you need to learn very, very fast, but you've got to start somewhere. And that's why I say, you know, the majority of shooters started with air guns. I myself started with an air gun, which I actually have here. This exact gun is the first gun I ever fired, the first trigger I ever pulled. It's my granddad's BSA Mercury. He's had it, well, I think this is twice as old as I am, and it has a very special place in my heart. I've got it at the moment. I borrowed it from him to shoot out in the garden, to make use of the shooting bench, and to do some air rifle videos as well. I'm also going to be doing a special video dedicated to that rifle, because obviously first gun I ever shot, it's what really did pique my interest as a child to get into shooting, and always have that interest in the back of my mind. So you have to start somewhere. Get talking to people, get online, get chatting to them. And yes, if you are younger, try and get your parents involved. Try and, you know, explain to them and express to them that this is what you want to do, and for the meantime you're going to have to rely on a little bit of help from them. You know, other great websites, Airgun BBS, a great forum which I see multiple posts a week on there about people asking if there's clubs near to them. Obviously we talked about Facebook, you can go on to Google, just get to events, go down to big shooting events, that, you know, big matches, and just get talking to people. Go and get yourself a cheap air rifle, try and find yourself a local club and just get down there. That really is the best thing you can do. Just put yourself out there, go down, introduce yourself. It's a sport that a huge selection of people enjoy every single day, of all ages, from all backgrounds, male, female, you name it. They are doing it. They are going out there and shooting. I've met a huge variety of people while taking part in this sport. So there we go, guys. Keep motivated. Don't put barriers in front of yourself. Get out there, try it, give it a go. Do taster sessions like the NSRA do. Get in contact with Bisley and the NRA. They do a variety of different courses for new shooters. Just get in touch, put yourself out there and give it a go. So there we go, guys. Thank you very much for watching this video. I hope you've enjoyed it. Again, please feel free to comment, message, get in touch if you do really need help, but go out there yourself, put yourself out there and see what you can find on your own first. There we go. Thanks for watching, and as always, I hope to see you soon.